I was rejected 1,500 times before I finally cracked the code to a six-figure tech or cybersecurity job. And the craziest part, when I finally got that $120,000 per year offer, it wasn't from submitting applications, it wasn't from having the most certifications, and it definitely wasn't following the standard career advice that most people hear out there, keeping most talented people underpaid. What I discovered changed everything for me, and I know it's about to do the same thing for you. Just 8 months ago, my life looked completely different. I was making 45,000 in a soul-crushing IT job, office-based. Every day I'd drag myself out of bed, dreading the day ahead of me, knowing my skills were being ignored and my potential unmet. Every month was the same painful cycle, watching my paycheck every single 2 weeks disappear to bills and wondering how I was going to make it to the next paycheck. Having to say no to friends and gatherings because I just couldn't afford to go out to enjoy life. And the constant stress of knowing one unexpected expense could just completely destroy me financially. And the worst part, according to conventional wisdom, I was doing everything right. I had certifications, I had a degree, I was applying to jobs, a lot of jobs, and still getting no results and leaving me with that stress and anxiety every single day. I applied to over 1,500 positions on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, and every other job board that I could find out there. You want to know how many responses I got? 5. To put that into mathematical terms, that's about a 0.3% response rate. That's less than 1% return on hundreds of hours of applying and getting certifications just to try to get into one of these high-paying roles. 5 responses, 3 interviews, 0 offers. That's what all that time got me. Meanwhile, I'd watch people with fewer skills and less experience land roles that were paying double or triple what I was making, and I just couldn't understand why. I felt stuck, betrayed by the system, all the advice that I heard online, it just wasn't working for me. Then something happened that changed everything. I connected with a senior security architect at a Fortune 500 company, and what he told me completely flipped my understanding of how cybersecurity hiring really works. And he told me this: the people that are getting hired aren't the ones submitting applications. Applications just go into a black hole filled with 1,000 other applications that are in there with you. He explained how 85% of six-figure cybersecurity jobs are filled through completely different means that you would never even expect. Channels that bypass HR and the application system entirely. That conversation led me down a rabbit hole. I interviewed hiring managers, recruiters, and successful security professionals who'd managed to bypass the traditional ladder. And what I discovered was shocking. Let me tell you some uncomfortable truths about the cybersecurity job market now. Truth number 1, when you submit an application through a traditional job board, your application is now stacked against hundreds, sometimes even thousands of other applicants. And hiring managers spend an average of 6 seconds per application. So from the start, the odds are literally stacked against you. Truth number 2, I'm sure you've noticed that most cybersecurity jobs descriptions are filled with technical qualifications and requirements that seem out of this world and super extra for someone that would be in that job role. That's because it's written by HR and they don't necessarily understand the technical requirements of that role and the day-to-day workload. Truth number 3, the experience paradox is real. Companies say they want people with 5, 7, 10 years of experience, but in reality, what they want is someone who can come in and deliver and solve the problems that the company is looking to solve. Truth number 4, traditional networking events have a success rate of less than 2%. And this is because everyone that's going to the networking events, conferences, whatever you want to call it, they know people are going there to also network, to also get jobs. So they're on high alert, on guard, and most of the time these lead to nothing. Truth number 5, the majority of cybersecurity certifications are just that, pieces of paper that you paid for that are more like a subscription service that employers are now starting to realize don't really mean you can do the things you say you can do. And that's why having the proof to back up certifications is so important. I realized I'd been playing a rigged game, one designed to keep professionals like me, like you, trapped in a cycle of rejection and unemployment. Maybe you recognize yourself in this story. Maybe you're stuck in a IT help desk or support role making less than $60,000 a year, spending nights, days, weeks studying for certifications that aren't bringing you the results that they promised, applying to dozens of jobs every week, but only seeing rejection emails 15 seconds after submitting your application, feeling you're doing everything right, but yet getting none of the results that they say you will get, wondering if you'll actually ever hit that six-figure mark, and starting to doubt that you ever will. If any of this sounds familiar, I just want you to know it's not your fault. The limiting beliefs holding you back were planted there by a broken system. I need more experience to land a six-figure role. Wrong. What you need is the right experience and the right system to land that six-figure role. The market's too competitive. There's way too many people applying to jobs. I hear that one all the time. Wrong again. 80% of applications are filtered out before a hiring manager even sets their eyes on it. The odds are just stacked against you. Broken system. I need certifications to stand out. Wrong. Hiring managers are looking more at practical skills and proof that you can deliver versus a certification, especially in 2025. Our resume isn't getting noticed because it's not good enough. Wrong again. Your resume isn't getting noticed because humans aren't even seeing it. I'm not connected enough. I don't have a big enough network to get my foot in the door. Would you believe me if I told you you were wrong again? You don't need a massive network or outreach to a bunch of people to land a six-figure role. These beliefs aren't just wrong, but they're given as common and the standard advice out there to further your career. And all they bring is uncertainty, anxiety, and feelings of doubt. Take a moment to imagine where you want to be, making over $100,000 per year in a role that challenges and respects your abilities. Working remotely so you have the flexibility to design your work schedule and your life around your role versus it being the other way around. Finally, having that breathing room, that stress lifted off your shoulders. No more living paycheck to paycheck. Being recognized for your skills and having a clear path for career advancement. Feeling confident and valued instead of always having to prove yourself. Being at a point in your life where you don't have to stress about money, you're making enough, you can provide for your family, you can provide for yourself. You can do all those things that you've been putting off because you have to worry about the bills first. You don't even know if you can make it to the next paycheck. Just imagine that. Now take a look at where you're at today. The gap between where you want to be and where you are right now is not about technical ability, not about your worth as a professional, and it's certainly not about how hard you're willing to work. The gap exists because you're using an outdated roadmap, outdated advice, and a broken system that's designed to keep you down. Every day you follow that roadmap and that system, the gap widens. Every resume that disappears into the void, every certification that doesn't translate to an interview, and every networking event that leads nowhere. Do you know the definition of insanity? Well, I'll tell you. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So let me ask you, how long are you going to be repeating and using this broken system before you realize that that gap has become so wide that maybe you'll never get there? After discovering how broken the traditional path and system was, I developed a system called the Job Authority Funnel. It's a three-phase methodology designed and tailored specifically to bypass traditional hiring obstacles and also replace the broken system with one that works and brings predictable results. Phase one is all about strategic proof. What we're going to be doing here is diving into what role you want to get into, what it takes to be in that role and deliver. And then we're going to get you the skill set that you need in order to be in that role and deliver exactly what you're saying to hiring managers. Phase two is digital presence, optimization, and making you an authority. Your LinkedIn profile and your digital assets aren't just there to do nothing and display your resume. They're 24/7 marketing machines if you use them in the correct way, which this phase is going to show you how to do. This way, we're generating new opportunities, new interviews in our DMs while we sleep 24/7. We completely flip the script of instead of you going to them, they're coming to you. And phase three is called the backdoor access protocol. This is where everything completely changes. Phase three is all about interviewing and landing your new six-figure role using the first two phases to your advantage. So in this role, we're just going to be doing interview prep, making sure you understand how to do negotiations so you're getting the best offer you can up front. And lastly, making sure you get the job. When I implemented this system myself, the results were immediate and dramatic. 11 interviews in the first 14 days that I implemented these three phases into my personal application process, 3 competing offers within 30 days, and a final offer of $120,000, which is a little over double my salary that I was making. And the best part yet, it was completely remote and had better benefits than the role I was just in. What makes the job authority funnel so different from everything else that you've tried? I'm glad you asked. First, it's based on real world data, not theory. I analyzed hundreds of successful career transitions, including my own, and developed this into a practical and predictable system. Second is designed specifically for the IT and cybersecurity industry in 2025 and being continually iterated on and worked on. So it's always working no matter what year it is. But most importantly, it works because we're not using the broken system or the advice that you've been trying all along that hasn't worked up until now. We're using a system that works and has been proven on myself and my other clients. Think about it. You can keep going the way you've been going, applying on LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter, Indeed, going to your networking events, getting all the certifications under the sun, and sitting there and hoping that somehow, someday, you'll hear back from one of these roles. Or you can implement a proven system that has already transformed the careers of professionals just like you. Don't just take my word for it. Take Hector, for example. He was in an insurance role, wanted to get into GRC, wanted to make 6 figures per year, struggling to pay the bills, super stressed about taking care of his family, taking care of the finances. He joined up. I worked with them 2 weeks after we implemented the first 2 phases. We started getting job offers rolling in every single week. And he had to decide, which ones he was going to reject and which ones he was going to take the interview for because he just had so many rolling in. And he ended up going from $60,000 a year all the way up to a role that pays him $110,000 per year, completely remote. And now he gets to stay at home, provide for his family, take care of his kids. And he has a lot more time with his family, which is the main goal he had, as well as being less stress for finances because he's making literally almost double what he was making before. And this has helped him tremendously. Or take Emma, for example. She was stuck in a low-end IT help desk role, making like $54,000 a year. She felt invisible to recruiters no matter how many applications she sent. She applied for like over a year trying to get a new role. No matter how many applications she sent, she never heard back, maybe 1 or 2 callback. And then she came on, joined with me. Within a month and a half of implementing the first 2 phases, she had a new role, completely remote, making $125,000 per year. Almost triple what she was making before. And if you're still not convinced, take Jamal. Jamal's working as a network admin, making $60,000 a year. He was exhausted, overworked, student loans were crushing him, in debt, barely making it to his next paycheck, scraping by to survive, wasn't able to go out. And then he came to me and he took a chance. Even though he didn't have much, he believed in me. He trusted in me and the system. And within 2 months, he landed a penetration testing role at $145,000 per year, over doubled his salary. And now he's almost debt free. He's working from home. He's traveling and he's just in a way better place now. And honestly, this is why I do it, right? I want to give this system to you to help you live a better life, live the life that you want, that you know you deserve, that I know you deserve. And it's as simple as implementing the job authority funnel. These are normal professionals, people just like you, just like me, who before they implemented the job authority funnel were struggling, super stressed, nervous, anxious, facing rejections. And now look at where they're at. They've achieved their goals. They're now making over 6 figures per year. And they're in an amazing place in their lives. So at this point, you have a choice to make. You can continue on your current path, doing the broken system that just doesn't work, applying to jobs that are just going to ignore you, collecting certifications like alphabet soup, networking and wasting money on conferences, and hoping that something's eventually going to change, hoping that the next one's going to bring you the results you're looking for. Or you could take advantage of what's right in front of you right now, the job authority funnel, and have a system that brings consistent, predictable results to where you're not hoping whether you're going to get the role, but you're confident that you will. So are you ready to take action, take control of your career, and create the breakthrough that you deserve, that you've been craving, that you've been dreaming about? Or are you going to keep going with the system that's let you down so many times, but yet you still keep crawling back to it? Just like we talked about, the definition of insanity. If you're still watching, I know you believe there has to be a better way forward. You can definitely feel it. That's why I've opened up my calendar to set aside time to speak to professionals like you who are stuck with this broken system and have no other way out, but are serious about making this transition and getting to that six-figure mark. So to let you know what we're going to be doing on our strategy call, is fairly straightforward. We're going to analyze exactly where you're at in your career journey, identify the specific and key obstacles that have been holding you back. We're going to create a customized roadmap based on the job authority funnel to see how we can get you from point A, where you are now, to point B, where you want to be, and determine if we're a good fit to work together. This isn't a high pressure sales call. It's a genuine strategy session to map out your path to a six-figure role. But I need to be extremely clear. This is only for people who are serious about making a change. If you're content with your current role and the system that you've been using, then don't show up to the call. I don't want you there. Or if you're looking for a system that requires zero effort and you're going to do absolutely nothing but get all the results, that's not going to work. I only work with professionals who are action-oriented, ready to take the next step and understand that the system they've been using just doesn't work anymore and they need something that does work. If that's you, then click the link below to schedule your call. And I'll leave you with this final question. 6 months from now, will you be celebrating a career breakthrough, achievement of your dreams, of the goals that you've had for so many years? Or will you still be using the broken system, applying the job after job, hoping that you'll get your six-figure role, collecting all the certifications under the sun, and staying in the exact same position you are at right now? The choice is yours. Schedule your call down below if you're action-oriented, ready to change your life, and in 90 days be in a brand new role making six figures per year. All right, peace.